Another very important skill to have is solving for one variable in an equation, even if there are other variables in the equation. In this case, we're going to solve for the variable s. First, I look to see what's happening around s. So s is being multiplied by r squared and by pi, and then divided by 360. So I'll take care of these other elements in reverse order. So first I'm going to multiply by 360. So I get 360 times a equals pi r squared times s. And then I can take this pi r squared, which is being multiplied by s, and divide both sides by that. So I'm just left with s equals 360a divided by pi r squared. And now I've met all the qualifications. I have s by itself, and I have all of the other variables on the other side. So that means that now I've officially solved for s. Let's look at another example. I have 1800 equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Obviously this was just a perimeter in a word problem, but if I'm just looking to solve for, say, the width, then I can, once again, look what's happening. First I'm doubling the width, and then I'm adding 2 times the length. So in order to get at the width, what I'm first going to do is get rid of 2 times the length. I do that by subtracting 2L from both sides, and that's equal to 2W. And now since I just have 2 times W, I can divide both sides by 2. And I have to divide each term. So I get 900 minus L equals W. W is by itself, and everything else is on the other side. So now it's solved for. Let's look at a third example. Here we have a volume equation, and say that we're trying to solve this volume equation for H. You might notice that everything's just being multiplied by H, so I could think of it as dividing both sides by 1/3 pi H squared. But in order to slow things down a little bit and show you what's going on, let's look first at this fractional term. Now I could divide by 1/3, but it's easier to think about just multiplying by 3. So if I tripled both sides, I get 3v equals pi r squared. And now this looks very similar to our last example where we can just divide by pi r squared. So 3v divided by pi r squared is equal to our height. One final example. Let's say that we're given d equals r times 100 minus x, all divided by 100, and we're trying to solve for r. Obviously, the first thing I can do is multiply both sides by 100, and I get 100d equals r times 100 minus x. Now, some people are tempted in this situation to actually distribute the r, but that's going to make it more tricky because then we're going to have 100r and we'll have minus x times r. So we have too many r's in that situation. So what I'm actually going to do is just think of this as, well, here I have r times some quantity, 100 minus x. So I can divide both sides by the quantity 100 minus x, and I get 100d divided by 100 minus x is equal to r. And that's a nice way to solve for r.